Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. My guest on the Zoom call today is Micaela Harris. She is with the McLean County Museum of History. Micaela, I'm sorry I got my first guest and you mixed up this morning. How are you today?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for making time for us. I know the summer is just jam-packed at the museum. Where do we start? What's going on this summer at the McLean County Museum of History?
Well, we can go ahead and start with something that's going to be happening all summer, not just one specific weekend, and that is that we are really excited to be at the downtown Bloomington Farmers Market. The Farmers Market takes place on the museum square there with lots of local vendors, lots of fresh produce, yummy bakery, lots of dogs to see. And this summer, thanks to our sponsor, Illinois Farm Bureau, the museum is going to be out at the market every single weekend. And we are hosting free admission until noon. So from 9 a.m., actually 8:30 until noon on every Sunday or Saturday, this summer. The museum is free admission, and then we'll be out there selling Funk's Grove maple syrup, beer nuts, and then just talking to people about what the museum does. We also open up our air-conditioned and very clean bathrooms to all the farmers market goers.
Sure.
So that's always real fun.
Now, is that just a really good opportunity to not just only participate in the market and be a presence there, but to kind of raise awareness around the museum? Is that kind of the purpose of that, Micaela?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we are in this gorgeous 1903 courthouse building that we love so well. But there are a lot of people that still come in to pay their parking tickets at the museum. And it's like, oh, it's been a museum for about 30 years now, but glad you're here. Come on in and explore. So yeah, it's always really fun to be out there. We get to talk to a lot of different folks, and the overall vibe at the farmers market is always so good. People are happy to be there. The sun is shining. It's just a really good time.
You know, I'm curious. Either how old is that parking ticket, or when, like, how like not out of touch, but away from the news cycle have you been that it's not the courthouse anymore? That's funny stuff. When it comes to the market there, Kayla, like, is this something you've done in the past, and if so, what has the response been like in terms of just the amount of people you've been able to talk to and get in front of? How about some of those things?
Yeah, we've done this before for sure. This summer, we're really kind of making it a priority. Again, we've received great support from Illinois Farm Bureau in doing so. So it's been great. Last weekend, I was out there at the table. The weather was phenomenal. Could not ask for better. In fact, we were going to pack it up at 11, and we decided to stay out there even longer than planned because it was so nice. But we interacted with over like 200 people. Got to talk to folks about our upcoming day camp for kids. We got to talk to folks just about like what the museum is, what we do. We had people be like, "Can I bring my grandmother's quilts in?" It's just always good to really be in the community in that way, and it's always so fun to just see the downtown area come alive at the farmers market. Downtown Bloomington has been in such an ebb and flow in the last, few decades now. But I really feel like it is, there's a new energy down there. It's really exciting.
I bet the questions and requests you get are just super interesting in those environments.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We get to greet people from all over. There is really a lot of international travelers that are really interested in Route 66, which is not something I realized before working at the museum.
Yeah.
We have our Cruising with Lincoln on 66 Visitor Center on the ground level. It's what everyone is greeted with when they come to visit us. And it's been a great draw. I mean, I've interacted with people from the UK and Germany and Thailand and just all kinds of other places. So in addition to just our regular community members that it's always so good to see, there's always new travelers that are coming through have their own life stories that they're always eager to share.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned the Route 66 thing. I always heard from the folks in Atlanta. We used to have the Atlanta tourism folks on our show, and they would talk about the amount of travelers that they would get in their community. And I was always like, gosh, that just can't be right. Like Atlanta, Illinois, really. And so I've been golfing in Atlanta for many years now, and I don't know why, but I'm now noticing every time I roll through that community, it feels like there's somebody taking pictures. They're staging a photo. It's unbelievable. So yeah, you're right. The amount of traffic that 66 draws is really something.
It is. And it's, I think it's just that good old slice of Americana.
Mm-hmm.
It really draws a lot of folks. And actually, we're coming up on the 100-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think that that's going to be even bigger, busier. We're seeing great numbers this summer of folks coming through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good time.
No doubt. You mentioned the summer camps there, Micaela. I know that Candace is very passionate about those. What's kind of on the dock for those this summer? Are they full? When do they get going? How about some of those things?
They are not full yet, so there is still a chance to sign up. Our camps are offered to students entering fifth through seventh grade. And we have 3 opportunities to participate this summer.
Mm-hmm.
We have our full length day camp in the last week of June this year, and that's what we've always done. It's a full working week. It'll be June 24th through June 28th. And each day is a different kind of subject area, if you will. So archaeology, architecture, museum studies, of course, preservation, and then civics and advocacy. Those are our 5 kind of focuses. And so each day the kiddos get to do something different and fun. They go on really cool field trips, like out to Caribbean and behind the scenes at David Davis Mansion. They also get a behind the scenes tour at the museum, which is really cool. Our curators come and talk to them about what it's like to work in the museum,
Mm-hmm.
show them behind the scenes at some of our collection spaces. And then they get to design, each of the kids designs their own mini exhibit that will be on display at the Hanger Art Company, kind of at the culmination of camp, which is always really cool to kind of see what the kids choose to bring and talk about as their object and what they kind of envision for their mini museum. It's really cool to see their creativity. So that is that full week camp, June 24th through June 28th. And then in July, this is the first time that we're offering mini camps. So our mini camps, there's going to be one completely focused on archaeology and one focused on like museum studies. We're calling it Curious Curators. That group of kiddos will also get to do the little display at Hanger.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll also do like all of the behind the scenes stuff with our museum staff. The archaeology camp is going to be very hands-on. They get to work with real-life archaeologists that, yes, do exist here in Illinois, and do a dig at David Davis Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, I always bring my camera along and use the excuse that I have to take photos for media promotion on those days because they're so fun, much better than sitting in my office. So those are going to be the Adventurous Archaeologist mini camp is going to be Tuesday, July 16th and Thursday, July 18th from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So those are nice bite-sized bits to get your kiddos kind of engaged in the world of camp here and history.
Mm-hmm.
And Curious Curators mini camp is going to be Tuesday, July 23rd and Thursday, July 25th from 12:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
So this is kind of a format that we're piloting this summer. We'll see how it works for folks. We always love to get feedback from our families that participate. Our hope was to kind of make this a little bit less of a full-time commitment, if you will, than the full day camp. It's
Right.
also a little bit cheaper.
Uh-huh.
Do want to plug that we do offer scholarships for our day camps as well. All of both the mini camps and the full camps. And there is, of course, more information on that at makehistory.org if you've got some kiddos that you're interested in signing up.
Sounds good. Well, Micaela, I know that is going to be a big deal. And like I said, I know that Candace is very passionate about those. You mentioned getting signed up. Do you mind reminding us where and when and the cost associated with those?
Yes, absolutely. So you can head on over to mchistory.org, mchistory.org to register. The full day camp is $300. The mini camps are $75 each. And again, we do offer scholarships for those. So there's an income threshold, and if your family's income is below that, you can come to the camp totally free. We have a very generous donor that has also supported students through the camp for many, many years. It's really cool. I think this camp, I actually should have asked Candace before I did this interview. I don't know how many years this camp has been happening, but we do have a former camper, Anastasia, who is now a real life historian as an adult. So we've been doing it for many, many years, and it's cool to kind of see the the campers' futures come to fruition.
Yeah. I know Candace has talked about that in the past as well. That's really cool to see. Kind of the kids that took part in it early on in the program. Come back
Mhm.
around and be a part of it here in this. As it continues to grow and be popular, which is very neat to see. Very good. Well, again, Micaela, just anything we missed on those summer camps that are coming up, and anything we didn't touch on, you want to put out there for us.
Well, I could talk forever and ever. I know we'll come back from the break and we can talk a little bit about our ag bus trip. That's going to be a little bit of a field trip day camp experience for adults, if you will.
Okay.
That'll be
Well, we've got a
exciting.
few minutes. Tell us about this. That's actually where I wanted to go next. I'm glad you brought that up. What's this all about?
Yeah, so our ag bus trip is going to be on August 8th. It's a Thursday. We'll meet in the morning out at the Interstate Center, and then there's going to be a Peoria charter bus that takes us around. The whole bus trip is going to be hosted by our librarian, Bill Kemp, and local ag historian, Don Meyer. So if you're familiar with ag or history or either of those two, it's quite the dynamic duo. The cost for the ag bus trip is $40 per person for museum members and also Farm Bureau members, and then $45 for the general public.
Okay.
The trip includes transportation on the Peoria charter coach, bottled water, and a snack, as well as coffee and donuts in the morning.
Sure.
So I think it's a pretty great price for a morning filled with fun. I believe it's going to conclude at about 12:30 p.m. So it will be before it gets too hot out in the August sun. But they are going to traverse through northern McLean County and into Woodford County a little bit through one of the nation's major corn and soybean areas and talk about the history of the area. There'll be roadside discussion stops, so you're not just on the bus the whole time. We're going to get out and walk a little bit. And Bill and Don will take us to the Utah Grain Elevator, the White Oak Wind Farm, several sites in Hudson, including the Oneida Ghost Town, the Evergreen Stables, and then several stops in El Paso as well. We'll head over to Kappa, Coon Ford Bridge, and more.
Nice. Yeah.
Don, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Don
Finish up. Sorry.
We'll offer narration through the whole thing that will include local history, geography, and agricultural discussion. Obviously, it's very interactive.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking, and we've got a good group signed up thus far. This also is an exclusive opportunity for teachers can earn 4 PDCHS credits from courtesy of the University of Illinois Extension. That is professional development for teachers, so that's kind of a cool little bit about it. But you don't have to be a teacher to come. You can be a regular old person just interested in local agricultural history.
Nice. So how do folks get signed up for that, Micaela?
They can head over to mchistory.org. We've got a big slider on our webpage that will pop up about it. And that also lists the full, the sites and more details on the trip.
Very good. Micaela, let's take a break here. Do you mind highlighting, is the museum on social media at all? How do folks follow you on some of those things?
Yeah, the museum is, of course, on social media. Actually, every day on our Facebook and Instagram, we post a photo from our archives. It's really fun, so you should follow us at MC History Museum, McHistory Museum, on Facebook and Instagram.
Easy enough. Micaela, let's break here. Come back with some more. Again, that is Micaela Harris with the McLean County Museum of History. My guest on the phone. More to come with Micaela on The Morning Show.
WHOW.
July 15.
Let's check the markets on the RFD Radio Network. I'm DeLoss Yankee, higher today after 3 consecutive days of losses for corn and soybeans. July corn up 3.5, 452 1/4. September up 3, 460 3/4. December up 2.5, 473 1/2. July soybeans up a dime, 12.19 3/4. August up 9 1/4, 12.17 1/4. November up 8 1/4, 11.98 1/4. Soy meal for July up 450, 368.10. Soy oil up 47, 46.19. July wheat, Chicago up 6 1/4, 687 and a quarter. In Kansas City up 10 and a half. 720. Minneapolis up 9.5. 751 and a half. So a green screen to start the day in Chicago. This is the RFD Radio Network.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet Service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Hi, this is Connie at Love It Once More Thrift Store in Clinton. This month, our whole store is on sale because your total purchase is 10% off. Come check out our huge selection of adult, kids, and summer clothes. And remember, everything is 10% off. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or DivaDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Utterback with Utterback Real Estate. It's greening up out there.
Time to work on my golf game.
And a perfect time to make that big move.
Like when my ball moves towards that tree. Oh, geez. 4.
And that's why you're the other Ryan.
Call Utterback Real Estate or click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Micaela Harris with the McLean County Museum of History is my guest on the phone for this morning. And Micaela, as we continue on here for the today, I guess I should say she's on the Zoom call with us, not the phone for today. That's a habit I need to break. But on Zoom with us today is Micaela Harris. And Micaela, tell me a little bit about your narratives thread. What is this all about? What is this event?
Yeah, so this is a really exciting collaboration that we are working with Illinois Art Station on. It is a community quilting initiative. We had 2 sessions of it in May, and there are 2 more in June. So it's an opportunity for folks to come together. You don't have to have any previous fiber arts experience. It is an opportunity to stitch together some threads of the community's history. Participants are encouraged to bring I believe it's a 14 by 14 inch square piece of fabric that has personal meaning to them that then is going to be added to the quilt. This is a concept that has been done in this community before. This project has been going on for 5 years with Illinois Art Station. It's also something that people throughout the country have done before. But I think it's a really powerful way to spend some time in community with folks and kind of thread together our stories, if you will.
Sure. So is this like an ongoing project then, it sounds like?
Yes, it is an ongoing project.
That's cool. That's cool. Very good. So folks can be a part of that. Again, the when and where on that, Micaela.
So the 2 workshops in June. The first one is going to be at the Bistro in downtown Bloomington from 10 to 1. And then the second one in June, on Saturday, June 22nd, is going to be from 2 to 4 at the museum. If folks want to learn more about this, there's no registration required. You can just show up day of if you'd like. But there's more information on this on our website, mchistory.org.
Sure, very good. Micaela, tell me about the History Makers Gala. What's this all about?
Yeah, so the History Makers Gala is something that we have been doing for, I think, 12 years now. It is a way to honor folks in the community who have had a lasting impact on the community through their various service over time. So it is all longstanding residents of McLean County, and they have to be over 70 years of age. It's a really great event. It brings together a lot of different parts of the community. We have a very campy and fun theatrical performance that is kind of dedicated to telling the life stories of our honorees. This year, our honorees are Julia and Bob Dobsky, Barb and Bob Hathaway, Jan Lancaster, and John Penn. So they all kind of represent different areas of the community in really cool ways. We are really actually close to selling out this event. It would be cool. That would be the first time, I think, ever this gala has sold out. And I think that's really a testament to the impact of our honorees. And doing this gala is not just to have a fun dinner party. There's also then a lot of oral history that goes into collecting information about the history makers. They then have bios that are added to our museum archives. And it is just a really cool way. They're all nominated by people in the community. So every history maker that has been honored has been nominated by several people. And those nomination forms also always stay open. If there's anybody listening that says, hey, I know somebody who's made a whole lot of history, make sure to throw their name in the hat for next year. But yeah, it's always a good time, and you can read more about each of our honorees on our website as well.
Yeah. So when it comes to the honorees, Micaela, you mentioned they're nominated then, and you have multiple. It sounds like this year. How do you decide then who after everybody's been nominated? What's the process like to basically name those people for this gala each year?
Yeah. So our staff will kind of compile the applications. And then we have a volunteer committee that meets and reviews all of the application. And then each year we honor up to, it's kind of fluctuated over the years, but we usually try to honor like 2 couples and 2 individuals. We've had kind of different combinations of that before as well. But we really look at those applications filled out. A lot of people submit letters of support or like, this is how this person has impacted my life, yada, yada. And then the committee decides.
Gotcha. Very good. Very good. Well, Micaela, again, anything else on the gala that we haven't touched on? If not, how do folks get tickets? And, again, the when and where on that?
That is going to be on June 18th. It's a Tuesday evening. It'll be at Illinois State University's Brown Ballroom in the Bowdoin Student Center. Folks can get tickets at mchistory.org, or they can call the museum at 309-827-0428.
Easy enough. Very good. Well, Micaela, about 1 minute. What did I miss today you want to put out there as it relates to the museum?
Nothing much. I just hope that folks take advantage of this great weather to head to downtown Bloomington and check us out. We've got a lot of fun stuff happening this summer, and are happy to be doing all of the programming that we're doing both inside and out building. So I encourage everyone to head over to mchistory.org. We have a wide variety of programs happening. I'm sure there's one that will suit you and get you engaged in your local history.
Easy enough. Is there like a calendar of events there where folks can keep up on all the things we've talked about today as well?
Yep, it's right at the top of the website.
Easy enough. Can't miss it. Very good. Well, Micaela, it's always good to talk with you. Thanks for taking time and stepping in for Candace this morning. I'm sure we'll be talking to you down the road.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks so much, Sean.
Wonderful. Again, that is Micaela Harris with the McLean County Museum of History, our guest on the phone here, or on the Zoom call, I guess I should say, here this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Of course, we stream live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news comes your way next here on the WHOW Morning Show.